With these details, we will go to one of the problem. We will try to solve it. This is already known. If a diagram is given, how to write the differential equations, we know that. We will try to write the differential equations in mechanical system. Then how to convert it into force voltage, how to convert that to electrical system force voltage, how to convert the mechanical to electrical system force voltage. So first I need free body diagram. I am drawing for M1. Displacement for M1 is X1 and the force applied is F of t on M1. Opposing forces are due to Fm1 and we have K1 connected to M1. We have B12. We have to write, use the same notations. B suffix 12 is one of the dashpot and FB1 is also connected. B1 is connected only to M1 but K1 and B12 are connected between M1 and M2. Okay. Now Newton's third law, applied force equal to opposing forces Fm1 and Fk1, Fb12, B12 and Fb1. These are the opposing forces. How to write all these things? We have done a number of problems and now we have to write the force balance equation, equivalent force balance equation. So what I will do, F of t is on LHS, right side M1 d square x1 by dt square plus K1 is between the masses, so K1 into x1 minus x2 I have to write. B12 is also between the masses, so d by dt and then x1 minus x2 I have to write because it is present between the masses, and B1 is connected only to M1. B1 is connected only to M1, so I have to write dx1 by dt. dx1 by dt. This is equation 1. This is equation 1. Now I will try to convert this to equivalent electrical terms. Equivalent electrical terms. So what I know, BMK is nothing but RL 1 by C. This is mechanical and this is electrical. Mechanical and electrical. So input force means equivalent is voltage. I will take E for the voltage representation. Okay, this is input parameter. Input force means it is equivalent to voltage in the electrical system, and output displacement X is present. Output displacement X is present. I will take dx by dt. Output is X, but I will take dx by dt. That is equivalent to current in the electrical system. That is equivalent to current in the electrical system. Okay. And generally in the mechanical system, we will write sum of forces equal to 0, which is called Newton's third law. This is Newton's third law. Newton's third law, sum of forces equal to 0. This we follow in the mechanical system. In the electrical system, force is equivalent to voltage. So sum of voltage is equal to 0. I have to write. So that is KVL equation. That is KVL equation. Okay. And sum of forces. For example, in Kirchhoff voltage law or Kirchhoff current law, you will be very familiar. All the incoming currents equal to sum of the all outgoing currents. Sum of incoming currents equal to sum of outgoing currents. That is a modified definition of Kirchhoff current law. The actual definition is algebraic sum of currents at any node equal to 0. Algebraic sum of currents at any node equal to 0. That is the actual statement. So if we are taking incoming currents as positive, outgoing currents we have to take negative. If we are taking incoming currents negative, outgoing current we have to take positive. That's how we have modified it and taken it as sum of incoming currents equal to sum of outgoing currents. That is a modified definition of Kirchhoff current law. Actual definition is algebraic sum of currents at any node equal to 0. Similarly, Kirchhoff voltage law is nothing but algebraic sum of all the voltages equal to 0. Algebraic sum of all the voltages equal to 0. That is Kirchhoff voltage law. That is Kirchhoff voltage law. Now we will try to use this for the given equation number 1. We will try to use this for given equation number 1. This is just a recall. What I have written on the left, it is just rough. You have to remember this. You have to remember this. I will apply the equivalent. So f of t is there. I will write E of t. voltage I am taking E in the electrical system. Next, M means the equivalent parameter. You can check over here. So M means the equivalent parameter is L. So I will write L1. M1 means L1. And the first order derivative is current. First order derivative is current. So if I have second order derivative, d square x by dt square, it should be equivalent to di by dt. It should be equivalent to di by dt. So I am writing di by dt. Okay. So this second order derivative, I have completed this particular first term over here. The first term over here, I have written in terms of electrical. In terms of electrical. For M1, I am writing L1, and d square x by dt square means first order derivative of current. Okay. dx by dt means current. So d square x by dt square means it is first order derivative of current. Next, I will go with K1. So K1 means, K means equivalent to 1 by C. K is nothing but 1 by C. So I will write 1 by C1 because suffix 1 is there. I have to write C1. Okay, because as per the diagram, we have to follow the entire notations. Next, X1, X2. X1, X2. So dx by dt is nothing but current. Dx by dt is nothing but current. So X is nothing but integration of current. Integration of current. Okay. And now I am writing integration of I1 minus I2. And if I have integration, I should use the parameter. Derivation, I am using dt. Derivation, I am using time parameter. So integration also same parameter. Plus B12. So B12. B means R. So here I have B means R. So I will write R12. R suffix 12. Now I have first order derivative of x1 minus x2. First order derivative of x1 minus x2. So first order derivative means current. On the left side we can see first order derivative means current. So I will write I1 minus I2 plus B1. So B1 means again B means R. So I will write R1. I will write R1. Then dx1 by dt. dx1 by dt. First order derivative means current. So I have to write I1. This is equation 1a. So 1 and 1a the same. So equation 1 is mechanical system. Equation 1 is mechanical system. And equation 1a is electrical system. Equation 1a is electrical system. Okay. So just whatever rough I have written by the side, I am taking help of that. All the equivalent parameters I am just replacing. Okay. Equation 1a is nothing but KVL equation. Equation 1a is nothing but this is KVL equation. So number of masses equal to number of mesh in the circuit. Number of masses in mechanical system. Number of masses in mechanical system. Okay. Equal to number of mesh present in the circuit. Okay. Those many number of currents are present in the circuit. Number of currents in the equation. Number of currents in the circuit or in the equation. Okay. So number of masses is equal to number of meshes, and that is equal to number of mesh currents. Every mesh will have one current. So number of meshes equal to number of currents present in the circuit. So equation 1 you can see. This is equation 1. On the left side, what I am talking of is equation 1. So equation 1, I have two masses, or in the given question, in the given diagram, in the given question and the diagram, I have two masses. Okay. Equation 1 also I have written two masses. Now I will try to draw two mesh. Okay. This is one mesh, one closed loop is one mesh. And this is another mesh. I am going to draw it. So I will take two meshes. So I will take in the first mesh clockwise direction I1 current. Second mesh I will take clockwise direction I2 current. Clockwise direction I1 current, clockwise direction I2 current. So here in the first term I missed out suffix here I1 I have to write. Okay. Now I am going to the drawing circuits. So E of t you can see E of t which is equivalent to force. Okay. And that force is applied only on first mass. This E of t which is equivalent to force, that is applied on the first mass in the given diagram. So the E of t should be in the first mesh. E of t should be in the first mesh. I am taking a voltage. Okay, I am taking a voltage. This is E of t in the first mesh. It is connected. Next, what I have L1. L1 only I1 is there. I1 current only will be there. So I am connecting one inductor over here. I am connecting inductor which belongs only to first mesh. Inductor which belongs only to first mesh because I1 current alone flowing in it, because the first term, RHS first term, you can see L1 di1 by dt. Okay, left side E of t I completed. Okay, it belongs to only first mesh because in the given question also first mass is getting F of t applied force. So E of t will be only to first mesh. I am not putting it in the common path. And L1 di1 by dt, only I1 current flows. So I am putting L1 in the first mesh so that only I1 current will flow. If I putting in the center, then both the currents will flow. I should not put L1 in the center, common path. Okay. Now 1 by C1, 1 by C1 I am having integration I1 minus I2. So two currents are present. So I will put the capacitor in the center path. I will put the capacitor in the common path. Okay. And you have to give the same representations. This is C1 representation. Notation C1 I have to use, which is in the common path. So I1 minus I2 means they are opposite currents. So I1 is downward direction, I2 is upward direction, so opposite current. The second term is satisfied. Second term is satisfied. Now I am coming to third one, R12. R12 also, both the currents are flowing. Both the currents means we have to put it in the common path. We have to put it in the common path. This is R12. So I1 minus I2 means they are opposite direction currents. So it is also satisfied. The last term in equation 1a, last term in equation 1a, R1 I1, R1 I1, okay. And now R1 I1 means only I1 current is flowing. So I can put it either here or in the bottom where only I1 current flows, where only I1 current flows, okay. So no separate, yes, up to here, equation 1a, I have completed the circuit, but still I didn't start drawing the free body diagram for M2 mass. Free body diagram for M2 mass is not completed, so I am not getting any components in the second mesh. I am not having any components in the second mesh. Now I will